In this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how I lost 30 pounds of fat in less than 4 hours a week while building muscle to go from out of shape to the level 10 physique that I've always wanted. The traditional approach to burning fat and building muscle, it's long obsolete. Running on the treadmill like a hamster for hours, putting your body through exhausting workout routines, it's beyond outdated. That's why we came up with the Ignite method. It's the number one solution on the planet for busy parents and professionals to burn fat while building muscle without having to spend countless hours in the gym or kitchen. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to build your dream physique in less than 4 hours a week at the gym or at home. And you won't have to give up your favorite carbs to show off your new six pack. It's helped folks like our client Stephanie, a busy mom of 2 kids, completely transform her body composition. Or Doug, who lost 35 pounds and dropped his body fat percentage over 10% in just 4 months. So we're going to be giving you exactly how to go from skinny fat or just straight up fat and out of shape, like I was, to shedding 30 pounds of fat in 5 months and finally getting to the level 10 physique year round that I've always been searching for. Now, make sure you stick around to the end because I'll outline a couple of steps that you'll be able to start doing today so you no longer have to play the guessing game and lose 20 to 50 pounds that's been stealing your confidence and, truthfully, your health. Now, just so we don't waste anybody's time, I want to make sure that if you keep watching this video, you're somebody who has a busy schedule and doesn't have time for countless hours in the gym or kitchen, and you're willing to put your ego aside and learn. But if you think you can coach yourself to your 10 out of 10 physique and you don't need the help, then go ahead and click off this video, check out some of our other content before coming back. Now, I haven't always had the energy and the confidence that you see today. In fact, I used to be in a place that might sound familiar to some of you. I was carrying a lot of unwanted fat, very slight muscle tone, no definition. Honestly, I felt like I couldn't shake myself into shape. And the worst part was my clothes never fit right. The thought of taking off my shirt in public, dude, forget about it. I avoided pool parties, beach trips. How I looked affected my confidence big time. I was also confused, like really confused. What should I be eating? How should I be working out? I tried one diet, and when that one didn't work, I'd switch to another. I jumped from one program to another, bulking, tried that. It just made me look like a big hippo. Then cutting, hoping something finally would click, but it never did. I even started blaming my genetics, convincing myself that I just wasn't meant to be shredded or have abs. So I knew I had to figure out a different approach. And fast forward a few years later, after spending hours of research, months of trial and error, we finally cracked the code and everything has changed. I'm living with the highest energy levels that I've ever had, with a confidence that's through the roof. I'm excited to take my shirt off in public. I could chase my kids around the park all day without feeling exhausted. Honestly, summer's my favorite season now because it's a chance to show off the hard work that I've put in. But the best part, I'm no longer confused about what works. I spend just 4 hours a week in the gym while still enjoying the foods that I love. Pizza every weekend? You bet. Carbs, ice cream, 1000%. They're a daily part of my diet. And it's not about deprivation or spending your life in the gym. It's about a balance that is sustainable and living a life that you love. And we've helped hundreds of our clients get results doing the same thing. And we're going to go through what the Live 10 Ignite program is really designed to do. And it's going to spark your body in 3 powerful ways: strength training, nutritional balance, and lifestyle cardio. Okay. Think of your physique as a fire that's been smoldering. What we're going to do is throw some fuel on that fire and get it blazing again. It's not about a quick fix or gimmick. It's creating an environment where your body naturally burns fat all day while we spark your muscular system effectively and efficiently without the need for exhausting 5 a.m. boot camps and carbless diets. Feel free to pause this video and read through some of these because I want to dive into how the Ignite method works. So, our first pillar is strength training, and I'll explain why the traditional approach doesn't work anymore. We're often taught to lift weights with some kind of gimmick, muscle confusion, or crazy complicated workout versus just focusing on simple compound exercises and growing those. We don't need hundreds of routines, just a few basic ones that you can master. Traditional trainers and programs, they don't teach you how to ignite your muscle building receptors. Instead, they tell you to do 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Well, you actually need to train in a way that stresses the muscles over time with higher reps or heavier weight. And you want to go to failure in what we call our ignite sets, as you can see pictured below. This ensures you actually create new stimulus with workouts being 45 minutes or less. So here's what that looks like. If you could bench press 100 pounds for 10 reps in week 1, you should be able to add a few reps or some more weight come week 2 or week 3. By tracking those numbers, you're guaranteed to build muscle. And if you have even less than 45 minutes to complete a workout, we'll dial up what we call our boiling chamber. And this is where you take your muscles to fatigue and give them about a 15 to 20-second rest, and then stress them back to failure for back-to-back sets and really maximize the stimulus in the shortest amount of time possible. Lastly, when it comes to strength training, we often see folks just going through the motions, or they're straining their back and their shoulders while they're training their arms. So we're going to help you make sure that you really focus on the eccentric movement, that's the lowering of the weight on each exercise. That way we're ensuring that we're forcing your muscles to connect the dots and say, hey, use this muscle, instead of recruiting 5 other muscles to lift and use the weight. Now, we can strength train in the gym for hours, but if our nutrition isn't dialed in, then you really won't see any results. So our Ignite nutrition protocol is all about balance. Protein is a huge building block for that. So take your body weight, and that's how many grams of protein you should aim for. Depending on your goals and your current composition, that number probably needs to fluctuate, but that's a good start. And it needs to be a balance with carbs and fats. The traditional approach to low carb or low fat diets, that's just not sustainable long term. Your body actually needs those macronutrients for energy. If you like carbs and you have more energy eating carbs, great. Have at it. Just don't sacrifice your protein. And the same goes with calorie restrictions. This makes it extremely tough to sustain any so-called wonder diet or Whole30 style regimen. Instead, we track macros with weekly targets in mind. Think of it like this. As a kid going to the county fair, mom and dad, they'd hand you 100 tickets to use. You could play any of the games, ride any of the rides, whatever you'd like. And when you're out of 100 tickets, you're out of tickets. But you have complete autonomy to run wild with those tickets. So we do the same here with your weekly calorie counts. Enjoy Taco Tuesday with your friends. Just account for the extra tickets, or in this case, the extra calories, and now you won't have as many to use for the remaining 6 days. A good starting point if you want to lose fat, take your body weight, multiply by 12. That's usually a good calorie count you want to aim for on a daily basis. But again, depending on your goals, that number will fluctuate throughout your journey for various reasons. We might also incorporate things like macro stacking, which front load certain parts of your day, and that ensures that you're getting the nutrients that you need depending on how busy your schedule is. Now, our third and final pillar of the Ignite method involves what we refer to as lifestyle cardio. If you're still trying to burn fat by showing up to some exhausting boot camp at 6 a.m, you're doing it wrong. Every single one of those HIIT classes soars your heart rate past what we call the fat burning stage. So your body uses sugar, carbs, and sometimes even worse, your muscle mass as fuel. Instead, you need to incorporate zone 2 lifestyle movement. The exact heart rate, beats per minute, depends on your age, but for simplicity's sake, you should be able to break a sweat after about 6 to 8 minutes, and you shouldn't be out of breath where you can still hold a conversation. And we don't have to live and die by the 10,000 step rule. Just hit a target, again, a weekly target of 55 to 60,000 steps. Use the same ticket method that we talked about for calories. And we make it part of your life. Fasted cardio for 10, 15 minutes before anyone else wakes up. We do a family walk every day after dinner. When we drive to the grocery store, we park in further spots away to get the steps in. We take the stairs instead of the elevator. We take the dogs for a walk out in the park. The last thing I want to do is run to the elliptical and sweat my brains out for an hour every day. You can get the same results by working smarter instead of harder. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into why this approach works when so many others fail. And truthfully, it's all about leverage, using the right tools and strategies to maximize your results. Think about it like this. If you were going to build a house, would you just start throwing bricks together without a blueprint? Of course not. You'd want a solid plan, the right materials, and someone experienced to guide you through the process. Yet so many people approach their fitness journey with a trial and error mindset. You try one diet and you fail. You go from one workout program to the next, never really sticking with anything long enough to see real progress. It's like trying to build a house with a hammer when you really need a full toolkit. And the Live 10 Ignite method gives you that toolkit. It's a proven roadmap that's been used successfully time and time again. You're not just getting a workout plan or a diet. You're getting a comprehensive system designed to achieve the outcome that you want. And if you're fit to work with us one-on-one, you'd have immediate feedback, community support, 24/7 access, so that you don't have to keep throwing darts with your eyes closed in order to reach your target. Now, another reason the traditional approach is broken, it costs a ton of money. First, you need a trainer. $70 a session, easy on the low end. 3 times a week, so you can actually see results. $840 a month. Then there's the nutritionist. 1 session a week to check in, make adjustments. Easily $400 a month, almost $5,000 a year. Next, you need a mentor or a coach to hold you accountable. Give you the inspiration and the motivation that you need. That's another $150 a session. And then don't forget the fad diets and supplements that you'll buy into, which can easily cost you another $200-$300 a month for $3,000 annually. Altogether, you're looking at a whopping $24,960 a year. That's a lot of money and a lot of stress just to try to get fit the traditional way. Nobody can afford that, especially when it doesn't produce the outcome that you're looking for. The good news is that if you are fit to work with us, you don't have to break the bank to achieve your goals. Our Ignite method in coaching is designed to give you all the benefits of a personal trainer, nutritionist, and coach without these exorbitant costs. Now, I want to talk about paying the price. And have you ever thought about the cost of doing nothing? Because the real price of inaction, when you don't prioritize your health and fitness, sometimes it's a silent killer. So when you ignore your fitness goals, you're not just putting off a workout, you're putting your future on the line. The cost of living an unhealthy lifestyle, it adds up fast. Obesity, heart disease, diabetes, liver damage, these aren't just statistics, they are realities, very expensive realities. Obesity alone can lead to $2,500 more in medical expenses every year. Prescription medications for heart disease and diabetes, hundreds of dollars a month. And that's just the beginning. Mobility aids, rehabilitation, physical therapy. The cost of inaction doesn't stop there. What about doctor's visits, lab tests, even hospitalization? The price you pay for doing nothing is much, much higher than you think. Life insurance premiums skyrocket for those with chronic conditions, and long-term care health is a frightening reality. Assisted living cost, that stuff drains your savings. That's the real cost of not doing anything about your fitness. And that's why I decided to pay the price now instead of letting the dangerous costs catch up to me in the future. So, speaking from experience, I had to get over the mental hump of investing into my future and health. So my coach gave me this exercise to think about, and I want to share it with you. So imagine this scenario. Picture this. You're scrolling through your phone, checking your emails, and suddenly you see an offer pop up. An 8-figure yacht, one of those top-of-the-line luxury yachts that you see in the movies with all the bells and whistles, and it's being sold on auction for just $10,000. Now let's be honest. If you came across that valuable deal, you'd liquidate everything in a heartbeat. And if you didn't have the cash on hand, what would you do? Hopefully secure a deposit so they didn't sell the yacht to somebody else while you hopped on the phone with your bank, started checking your credit card limits, lining up various financing options through companies like Affirm or Klarna. You'd hit up a few friends, see how much cash you could borrow, liquidate investments that were previously made, whatever you could possibly do. Why? Because the value of that yacht far outweighs the price that you'd be paying for it. Getting something worth tens of millions of dollars for a fraction of the price is an opportunity of a lifetime, one that you just simply don't pass up. So this is where it gets real. Why don't we treat our health and fitness with the same kind of value and urgency? If I told you I'd just give you the yacht, but you wouldn't wake up tomorrow, would you take the yacht? Hopefully not. Which means you're telling me that your life is worth more than 10 million bucks. And so how come we don't treat it like such? The payoff is a healthier, stronger, more confident version of yourself. With energy to spare, the body you've always wanted, the health is the foundation of everything else in your life. It's not just how you look. Although the outward look of your physical well-being is very much an inward representation of how healthy your mind is. Imagine having the energy to play with your kids without being winded after 5 minutes at the park. The confidence to walk into any room and own it. The peace of mind knowing that you're doing everything you can to live a long, healthy life. That's worth more than any yacht, car, or any piece of luxury. And here's the kicker. You don't have to pay millions of dollars to get it. You just need to make a commitment to yourself and put in the work and follow a proven plan that takes less than 4 hours a week. That's why we created the Ignite method. It works, just like it did for some of our clients pictured here. Amelia losing 25 pounds. Doug, 15 pounds of fat while gaining 5 pounds of muscle. Michelle lost 20 pounds and toned her physique like a rock star. You got Richard and Chase. Once we found out it worked for us, we realized it could work for anybody. And there are a few custom variances, as not every person is the same, which is why one-on-one coaching is so important to expedite the process. So if you're a busy professional or parent that doesn't have time for countless hours in the gym or kitchen, and you've been wanting to lose 20 to 50 pounds of fat, it's been more than a few weeks of knowing you need to change, it's time to stop making excuses and do something about it. Logic would say if you already knew it all, you would have it all. It cracks me up when I hear people say, well, I know what to do. I just need the motivation. Knowing what to do and doing what to know is the gap called mediocrity that you're turning a blind eye to, and it's preventing you from reaching your full potential. So let's choose to be great and finally take some action. Shoot us a note, click on the link below, and we're happy to hop on a free consult. Or if you already have one scheduled, that's why you might be watching this video already. So kudos to you for drawing a line in the sand and saying enough is enough. On our free consult call, we'll go over exactly where you're at now, where you want to be, and if I feel like you're somebody who's an action taker, and not a faker baker, then we'll get started climbing to the top of the mountain to become the new and improved version of your best self. So you really have two options after watching this video, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. The first option is to take all the information I've shared and test it out for yourself. Learn what works for you. This is exactly what I did, and it took years to figure out. Or option number two, you can hop on a free call with us, and we can shortcut all the time, all the money, all the energy, and all the effort that you spend, giving you exactly what you need, customized for your goals, so you can reach your level 10 physique in the next 3 to 6 months. So let's ignite.